Yeah, leaving from where Guru was saying, private and government thing is separate. It cannot be, because you have created a monster which is interrupting and interfering with the government service. You go to government hospital, X-ray machine doesn't work because he has to feed the private X-ray machine. This is a monster that we have created, please understand. So both have to be dealt at the same time. You can't deal with them separately. Like Swami has said, fix them together. We have to have a comprehensive solution for both. But this monster, I don't know, we have a solution for this, because people, they have conducted a survey in Sangareddy, in some few villages. There is not, ladies between 30 and 40, all the ladies don't have uterus. Because some doctor becomes active and say, oh, you get infected, you get into problems. And these RMPs and so-called legal surgeons pay money, get money. So how do you deal with this monster? And then today you send somebody, we have no need, some for MRI. You get your, at the end of the month, 10 MRIs, you get your cover, envelope. The doctors have this problem, all these labs, etc. No, this is a problem. This is a monster that you have created. So how do you deal with it? Unless you deal with them together, you can't fix it.
Correct. And I don't want to sound like I am cleverer than anybody else in this room. But I just want to say a few things we have said in the book which addresses some of this. One is the concept called managed competition, where you play off multiple players against each other and you get the best out of them, right? For example, let's say we have to do joint surgeries, right? If you need a joint surgery, you have to go to your comprehensivist who works for the government, who is somehow contracted with the government. The comprehensivist will decide whether you need joint replacement or you need quadriceps exercises, right? And the comprehensivist is paid not on a fee-for-service basis. He's paid on a capitated system where he's given a certain amount of money to spend on, let's say, 10,000 people, and he has to manage within that. And when the surpluses are generated, he might get a small reward. So he's incentivized not to immediately send you for a joint replacement. But he will also be punished if the clinical outcomes for his population is adverse compared to peer groups, right? So he's controlled that way. So he decides where you go for a joint replacement. You don't go directly to the orthopedic surgery. He tells you go there because they have the best clinical outcomes at the lowest price, right? They have quality and they are also producing the best clinical outcomes. So the private person only sees whoever the comprehensive sends. So he cannot go and shop for patients unless, of course, we are a wealthy society. There are always going to be people who have so much money that they'll go directly to whoever they want to go. And since we are a free country, that we cannot stop. But if anybody wants to be as part of the universal health coverage system, they will have to go to their comprehensivist. They cannot go to a spread list, right? And the comprehensivist will decide what is good for them, what is not good for them. He will decide on their pre-operative care as well as the post-operative care. For example, if they need physiotherapy, they don't go to the orthopedic surgeon. Physiotherapy can be administered at the level of the community by the comprehensivist team. So you have a full integration of care among multiple delivery modalities. So I think, and the final thing I want to say is that technology has got another role to play. It can bring about transparency. Every person, every patient should have access to their complete health record for their life. If I get admitted to Apollo must transfer my health record to me, and I should have control over it from that point onwards, right? So I don't see that happening now. But if it happens, if all government hospitals, all private hospitals, all hospitals had a common or at least interoperable EMR, and the EMRs belong to us, then we will all know about our health status and our doctors cannot control our lives. So we will have more control over it, and when we go to a different doctor, when we go for a second opinion, we'll produce the same EMR. We don't have to say, this is what happened there, this is the prescription he gave which is badly legible. All that kind of nonsense will be worked out of this. So I'm more optimistic. I also want to say a few more things because since we're almost ending. One is universal health coverage is not a problem, right? We have to think of it as a different mindset. It is actually the solution to many problems. Our problem today is we have very high, very low life expectancy, low expectancy of healthy life, and that is the problem. universal health coverage is not a problem. It is actually the solution. It is the treatment for those problems. Then the other thing I want to say is that many of the things we do as part of universal health coverage have got other side benefits which we have to factor into. If we trained 3 million community health workers, right? And I'm talking about not ASHA level, but ASHA plus, right? People who can do a lot of things for you. Then this becomes a skill generation, job creation thing where these people pay reasonably well, and many of them can go and work in other countries. Every country has a problem in community health worker. We have a young population. We can train them. It may take a year of training, but train them well, then they become employable anywhere in the world. So that is another option that we have as a consequence of doing universal health coverage through these kinds of designs.